Sorry, I'm running way late. That's the wrong chat. Shit. Let's see here. It's yesterday's chat. This is the new chat window. Trying to figure all this stuff out. Oh, here comes Sven to just wreck shit right now. Control C. That's not what I want. Down. Down. Close that. Can I type that in the chat? Control V. Enter. Yes, that worked. Okay. Now, that's the other thing I was going to do really quick. I'm racing around here. Hi, Sven. Let's not get into all of the stuff. Say hello. Say hello to everybody. Show everybody your beautiful green eyes. Yeah. Okay. Good morning, Ducky. How are you? No, you can't eat that feather, Sven. He's trying. Let me sage Sven a little bit. I think he needs it. I think we could all use a little sage this morning. Sven, get off the computer. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, good morning, guys. Happy 9/9. Whatever these 9/9 activations are all about. I'm not really sure. Oh, you want to sit on the charm box? Okay, Sven. Attaboy. Okay. Good morning, Lori. Good morning, Michaela. Good morning, Kristen. Fly, Eagles, fly. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Karen, over on YouTube. Hello, hello. Sven's here with us. He's sitting on the charm box like he owns it. He knows there's magic inside and he wants a part of it. I'm saging Sven's aura, not that he really needs it because cats are kind of magical in their own way. But I just thought I would do that because Sven is a little shit disturber. He's a good cat though. He's really sweet, but he gets into stuff. He likes to explore and do his thing. And he doesn't quite care what Daddy wants. Like right now. Like, yeah, that's Sven. He's drinking from Daddy. Hey, get out of there! You're gonna burn your whiskers. Sticking his face in the candle. Like a moth to a flame. Okay, I looked up the name Sven just because I was kind of wondering why I named these cats these names, Sven and Ingemar. And I was telling Ducky this story. I'll just share it with you while people come in. Hey Kelly, how are you? Good morning, Kelly Talbot. Hey Rose, good morning. So the story behind Sven and Ingemar's name. Ingemar is a town in Montana. That's the only point of reference that I have for Ingemar is the town in Montana that I ate at a couple of times. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It's very desolate. It's really cool out there. It's this old cowboy town that has a restaurant called the Jersey Lily. And it's really literally, there's like a town called Vananda. And I was thinking about, Sven, get out of there. No. Hold on one second. No. No, these are not for you, dude. Not for you. Like, seriously, not for you. Go. Oh, God. You just gotta go. No, I'm sorry. You can't be in here yet. You're not old enough and chilled out enough yet. So you're gonna have to stay out there. So anyways, I don't know. I got the cats and I wanted to, for some reason I have some Nordic connection to cats. I feel like cats, I don't know what cats are in Nordic culture, but I have Nordic heritage from Norway on my grandmother's side of the family, and Ingemar sounds like a Norwegian name to me. And I was thinking of Sven for the little one and Ingemar for the other, and I was like just really pushed on those names. Turns out Sven means little warrior in Norse or Norwegian, and because I looked it up. I looked up all my animals' names the other day because I didn't really know. I just sort of have picked their names randomly. And I was actually really surprised at what some of them mean. Like Gus, I named him Augustus, is his full name, and because I got him in August, and also because there's Augustus Gloop from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, um, who likes to eat. He wants to eat everything. And Gus is the same way. He's very food driven. So I was like, Augustus is a perfect name for him, and I call him Gus for short. Turns out Augustus means exalted one. Who knew? And so, anyways, Ingemar is some sort of god in Germanic culture, which I'm also German, Engelgeist, hence Engelgeist. And I didn't know that. And then I didn't know that Sven meant little warrior, or young man, or young warrior. So he is a bit of a feisty little one. So it works. But so check out your pet's names sometimes if you ever like. Because sometimes I think that pets name themselves, and I just knew that their names were Sven and Ingemar right from the get-go. And I thought, oh, maybe Ingemar's because of that town, but that's the only connection. But it also just sounded like Norse to me, you know? And it turns out it happens to be some sort of god's name, which I had no idea. So, of course, my cat thinks he's a god, and he parades around here like he deserves to be waited on hand and foot. But he's a good cat. Okay. So, good morning, Chris and Lily J. How are you? Get a spray bottle. I've thought about it. I have thought about it. I'm gonna need to. Sven is just in everything. Like he drinks from my water glasses. I have like mini Reese's peanut butter cups by the bed at night. Like as I'm watching TV, he will literally, if I'm not paying attention, he will stick his face in the bag, somehow grab a peanut butter cup and get it to the floor, and then start batting it around. He's into everything. Where Ingemar is more chill. He doesn't do that sort of stuff. He just kind of hangs out. So it's funny. Ragnar is a great name. Karen Albana says over on YouTube, she says, I used to have a Norwegian elk hound named Ragnar. I know, I just love like Norwegian names. If one of them was female, I probably would have named it Freya, after the female goddess. And from what I understand, Ducky sent me something about Freya loving cats. The goddess Freya loving cats. So maybe that's my Norwegian connection with cats. I don't know why, but these two, when I got them, they just were making me think they need Norwegian names, and I'm not sure why. And those are the names that they got. And then I looked them up, and I was like, oh, interesting. So, and Gus's name, and then I started looking up Gus's name and Bodhi's name, and I knew Bodhi's name was spiritual because I named him after Bodhisattva, which is like a sort of an angel in more Asian-y cultures, I guess. And Bodhi, just the short version of his name, B-O-D-H-I, means awakened or enlightenment. And he's my most loving of my animals. Like, he's the most heart-centered, just wants to just make out all day and doesn't want, like, he would take love over food any day. And he's just a beautiful soul. And so I kind of named him Bodhisattva because, like, I felt like he was helping me to evolve by teaching me how to operate from that place. And I didn't realize calling him Bodhi meant that until I looked it up. And Tallulah's name is Choctaw, which I didn't know that either, and it means leaping water in Choctaw. So, I don't know. I'm a Pisces, so. Today we've got our Sacred Heart shirt on, just to share. We're trying to live from our heart today. We had an interesting reading yesterday. Today's the 999, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what the heck that means, but I'm just going to roll with it. For those of you that are interested in that sort of stuff, I would check out, there's a YouTuber called Consciousness Evolution Journey. She's amazing. And she's like, I love her. And so I watch her. She inspires me in a lot of different ways. She's also a Pisces like me. And she just did, this morning I spent time meditating and then listening to her. She has a post for light workers, star seeds, and mystics about sort of the 999 activation. And not that I fully understand it, but when I was listening to her, it made a lot of sense in what she was saying. Does that make sense? I don't know. And it's like pretty channeled information. She's a cool chick. I would love to, I don't know, like have a chat with her because she is on it. She is on it. Every week she's got a different reading up. I mean, multiple readings throughout the week. She's really cool. If you don't know her, check her out. She's like who I want to be when I grow up, as far as YouTube is concerned. And it was cool to find out that she's more closer to my age, which sometimes I look at the YouTube videos around and I feel like I'm out of my depths. Speaking of out of my depths, last night in a haze, trying to follow consciousness evolution, I joined Instagram, which has been a fear of mine. Instagram and Twitter are totally my scary place. And so I just don't feel like young enough or aware enough on how to use those platforms. But I am learning, so I am now on Instagram under Engelgeist 333. So please go over there and follow me there. Those posts will be going back to the business page. And we'll see where this all leads. But she was doing a giveaway and I really wanted to follow her. The books that she's giving away, I'm like, ugh. I just died inside a little bit, like in a good way. And so I was like, I want to enter. So I did that and I became an Instagrammer because of her. But it's worth it. She's amazing. Follow her if you're not already. She's brilliant. She's brilliant to me like MJ Cullinane is brilliant. MJ is like such an amazing artist, and I'm watching the videos of MJ creating her new cat deck, the Grimalkin, and it's just, I wish I was that sort of creative, because both of these ladies are just like, I'm awestruck at their creativity and their ability. Okay, so anyways, Chris Lily J says, as an animal rescuer, I love that you adopted the cats. Yeah, thank you, Chris. I did adopt the cats. I adopted them from PetSense Pet Store, but they were through the SPCA. The local animal shelter here has, or it's the Humane Society. I don't know if they're two different entities, but the local pet shelter brings cats to the local pet store here in town, and there's 4 little, houses that they live in, and they go up for adoption, and then you pay the adoption fees through PetSense separately, right? So that's how I got the cats. There was a little girl, female black cat there that I wanted, but I just thought it was better to get 2 boys. When I've had a female and a male, the male tended to be a little bit aggressive towards the female, and I didn't really like that. It was hard to control or stop them from like fighting at night, and it was just, so I thought maybe 2 boys might do better this round, and we'll see. Hopefully that's the case. Jen Nichols says MJ is mesmerizing to watch when she's creating her deck. It's totally true, is it not? I love watching her. She's so talented, and she's such a cool lady, like just in general. Like, you guys gotta like listen to her and pay attention to her readings. Sometimes the cool thing too is that I feel like my readings and her readings sometimes correspond, which is really weird, because she does a 3-card reading every day from both of her decks. The Wise Dog, which she's just about to release, that she's been working on. The Crow Tarot, which is where I found her, which is a deck that I own. I also pre-ordered Wise Dog. And now she's working on Grimalkin. So if you want to watch her creative process, it's really brilliant. And the other, what was I going to say? I'm sorry, that ding just knocked me right out of my thought. Over the time, we've kind of been connecting back and forth, and she's just a really cool lady and really, really awesome. So please give her a follow, give her a like, subscribe to her Patreon. She has a Patreon if you want to see the Crow Tarot dailies. I subscribe to it, actually. It's that good that and the Wise Dog is just as good, so I'm super excited, if not better. So I'm super excited about the Grimalkin. And when I get my copy of the Wise Dog, I will do an unboxing for you guys so you guys can see her art and see what it's all about. Instagram has me scared shitless right now. I'm trying to do my best. Jen Nichols says, I noticed your corresponding readings. I know, I have too. And there's some correspondence between me and other people out in the YouTube world. It's really weird. Like, I feel like we're all delivering sort of very similar messages at the same time, which says to me that there is something going on planetarily, that the message needs to get out there, and it's coming through many different avenues and many different voices, which I think is super cool, and it's super validating for me. So I'm like really long-winded this morning, and I have a reading coming up. So I need to be ready for that in about a half an hour. So we have to. Good morning, Amanda. You can. Jen Nichols says she can help me with Insta. Good, because I'm trying to figure it out, and I need to figure out. I know that Instagram links back to my business page on Facebook, which is great. But then I have to think about what I post to my Instagram is going to end up on the Facebook business page and vice versa. And I know I can shut that off at times, but I probably will be forgetful. So I'm going to keep my Instagram kind of businessy related or card related. We'll see. It's all going to work out. I just got to trust it and roll with it, right? So let's get to the energy of today's reading, right? Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say. So her dailies inspired me to do my dailies, MJ Cullinane. But she always does 3 cards. So I didn't want to like totally copy her. So I do only 1 card a day. And I do 3 on Sunday for the underpinning of the week. But she is such an inspiration that you guys can thank her for the fact that I'm on every morning. Because she inspired me to do this by watching her every day. All right. Okay, so let me see. It would be cool if you could collab with other readers that you like. Could build the audience, and it would just be fun to see you all interact. I think so too. And MJ talked to me about that. She talked about having guest readers come in and do dailies through her decks with, but that's something far off. Like, I'm not sure. She's busy with the Grimalkin, and so we'll see what will happen with that, because she and I do keep contact. So we'll see. And I would love to meet Consciousness Evolution Journey, like somehow start a dialogue with her. But I know that she's got a ton of followers. She does a ton of content. She's super busy, but she is like magic, man. Like, she is wonderful. She is. I kid you not when I say I want to be like her when I grow up. She is. She's just always positive, always upbeat, always. She's like, just. I love it. I dig her. I mean, I even turned my mom onto her, and my mom is not necessarily a YouTuber at all or a tarot watcher, and my mom is totally watching her. My mom loves her, so she's pretty brilliant. You guys should check her out. Her name is Consciousness Evolution Journey. All right. So let's get to today. Let's do the 3 deep breaths, guys, and get centered and get into our, present time moment here of September 9th, Monday morning. I don't know if you guys saw my post on the business page, but the song in my head this morning was 100 Million Miracles from Flower Drum Song, which is a childhood favorite of mine that I used to watch over and over as a young kid. And it was in my head this morning going, 100 million miracles, boom, 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 boom. So let's look for those miracles today, I think. Or maybe by listening to that song, we can manifest some miracles in our Monday. Miracle Monday, who knows? I don't know. Spirit had it in my head this morning. Upon waking, I hadn't even had coffee yet, and it was playing in my head. So I thought I would share it, because I thought maybe somebody else needed to hear it too. I'm very familiar with the song. I can sing it to you lyric for lyric, because I watched that movie a million times when I was a child. All right. And if you've never seen it, check it out. It's a little bit, dated in its depiction of Asian American culture, but for the time, and what it was all about, I had a huge crush on Miyoshi Umeki, the girl who plays the Flower Drum Song. She was also in The Courtship of Eddie's Father, which was a TV show, and I just loved her. Loved her as a little kid. Anyways, I digress. So let's take our 3 deep breaths in and all the way into the belly, releasing any negative energy or anything that's not necessarily serving us today, any fatigue in the body, anything that feels stale, whatever we need to let go of. Let's do that now, each time honoring first the body, then the mind, and then the spirit, right? As we raise our vibration, however much we feel we need to today to start the day off in more alignment and balance, okay? So close your eyes and join me if you'd like, and we're gonna hold the breath just for a moment to allow that oxygen, before we exhale on each breath, to allow that oxygen to really get into our bloodstream and hit our brain. So let's take a deep breath in. And thank the body for carrying us through this plane, and release. Release all of that air, just push your belly in. Taking another deep breath. And release. Thanking the mind for the beautiful tool that it is and how it carries us through its vibrational plane of thought and creativity. And then let's take one more deep breath in. And release. Thanking the spirit and its connection to us, even though sometimes we may be unaware of it. Thanking it for always being there, always with us, always guiding us. Hi, welcome back. Hey Pat, how are you? Okay. You look her up, Pat, under Consciousness Evolution Journey. All right, so let's look at the cards. I'm going to ask Spirit for a card for today, for all of us, for the collective, for Monday the 8th. No, I'm sorry, Monday the 9th. Let's see. That's September 2019. For all of those that are watching right now, and all of those that will tune in later, no matter at what time, what card do we need to be aware of? What energy do we need to be aware of, Spirit? There goes my phone. I need a bigger desk, I think. I love this desk, but I need to move the charm box off of it. I'm not charming. I need to get off the page. Okay, so the cards feel really good to me. They feel sort of decisive. They feel sort of almost like a little bit like we're going to be making some decisions, very clear decisions. Or most of us will be making very clear decisions. It feels a little bit out of like a boundary-driven, sort of like drawing a line in the sand kind of decisiveness. Do you know what I mean? Like there might be a slight bit of frustration in the decisions that we make, but it's not that it's like it's for the betterment of ourselves or those around us. Does that make sense? But we have to do it. And there's no questions about it. It's very clear, it's very crisp, to shuffle, and determined would be a good word, but in a positive way, maybe with a slight bit of aggravation, or maybe we wouldn't necessarily want to have to draw these boundaries or make these decisions, but we're going to, and we're going to do it because we know we need to, and that's just how it's got to be. That's what the cards feel like to me this morning. Okay, so let's see what our card is for today. Interesting. Wow. Ba-bam. I fixed the camera today. I was part of the reason why I was late. I still don't have it fully fixed, but I got it downsized so that I could use the rear camera. So I'm going to turn on the rear camera and get my pointer, because I love my pointer. So today's card is the Ace of Wands. Wands is a fire energy, guys. It's also the spiritual suit of the deck. So it's illumination. Something's going to come to light today for those of us, for most of us, hopefully. It could be something rather large. This card always makes me feel like electric and like being electrified or being sort of shocked, maybe a little bit, not necessarily in a bad way. Illumination to me always speaks to the idea of thinking something is one way, yet it all of a sudden like shifting into another realm or perception of how that situation may be. Now, for some of you, that might feel scary or that might be a little bit shocking. But if you ease into it, if you lean into it, this illumination is actually to your benefit. If you resist it, that's the part where I feel like if we give up resistance to whatever it is that the universe is trying to show us, or whatever it is that spirit is trying to show us, whatever it is that's sort of morphing and changing in front of us, then we end up getting more of that shock where we sort of don't necessarily roll with it. It's we kind of maybe struggle against it. Does that make sense? To me, this is a beneficial card in the long run because what it does is it gives us that awareness that we need. This might be that decisiveness that I was feeling in the shuffle as we've become aware today at some point, or maybe even yesterday. But right now we're moving into this place of, okay, no, I I'm aware of this now on a deeper level. I need to change it. I need to change my relationship to it. I need to move forward in a different way that serves my spirit more so than whatever it was that I was doing previously. This card like definitely shifts the energy for us, which is important, and I think we need it. When we had those cards, the cards that we had yesterday was Devil's Play, and then we had that Four of Cups anger card coming up in the midweek. I think that this might be part of that. How do I want to say this? Like, this might bring about some awareness, that might bring about some of those emotions that we need to experience so that we can actually make the changes to get to that Hierophant card that I saw for the end of the week. Okay? So, this is about embracing the things that happen in our lives that change. How do I want to put this? Like this is about embracing the shifts and changes in our lives and rolling with them versus fighting against them. Allow the energy of spirit, the fieriness of spirit, the shifting to happen, and trust. Right. And today is that 999 activation thing that I don't really fully understand because it's a little bit headier than where I go. But this might be some of that. Some of you might be waking up to uh, where you belong in the world spiritually, where what you want to do on a deeper level, what it means to you, what's important to you. Those things might be shifting. You know, what was important to you maybe last year is no longer sort of on your radar. There's going to be new things coming into being that are exciting to you, are what you desire spiritually, what you need. And from there, that illumination or that awareness is going to propel you forward in such a way that I feel like there's also a swiftness to this card. This is an ace card, so it packs a little bit of a punch. It packs a little bit of uh, a shift that you're like, oh shit. So those of you that might be shifting out of outdated beliefs, outdated situations, things that aren't necessarily serving you anymore, be willing to let them go. Be willing to embrace the illumination and embrace the awareness so that you can move forward in spirit with that swiftness. I feel like there's a evolution that's happening. I mean, we can even look at it in the way that the week's cards played out yesterday. There was an evolution that we had from the Devil's Play, which was Major Arcana, over to the Hierophant, ending the week in Major Arcana, both being on far sides of the spectrum of what story they each tell. And in the middle, we have this whole process that's going to happen now. This is the beginning of that process. This is the opening of that door. This is the awareness coming in. And it really is about how we choose to. What I'm hearing or what I'm feeling, what I feel like I need to share is that it is about how we choose to interact with that awareness, and as that awareness comes to us. Some of us, it may not be quite as shocking. It might be something that we were aware of, but now is the time to sort of take that illumination and set it in place. Start acting from that place. Start acting from that awareness, and no longer pretending that what used to work or what is needing to change stop pretending that like we can continue on with it the way that it is. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. This is a good card. This is a beneficial card. This is a card that sort of requires us to move forward. And it's. I have to say this too. This card is no like not doesn't take no for an answer. So this card is going to if you try and avoid this card, it's going to sort of keep popping up, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera back on to me. I hope that makes sense. Oh, I didn't even have the chat box up. I don't even know what you guys are saying. I'm so sorry. Let's see. So let that illumination shine today. Let that awareness shine today. Know that you are aware. Stay in your awareness and be willing to shift it and allow it to shift and change. You know, no matter what might be. I don't want to say sacrifice, but no matter what might be changed in the process of that. Okay. It's sort of like that thing of like, I really feel like there's this period of like, or maybe this is for me personally, but I don't know. I kind of think this might be for everybody. There's this period of like, it's like the universe is sort of asking us, okay, what are we willing to let go of? What are we willing to shift? What are we willing to change? What are we willing to not trade, but are we willing to be carried? Are we willing to allow our manifestation stuff, what we want, what we desire, what we need? Are we willing to let go of what we have, or what we feel like we're stuck with, or what we feel like we have to do out of obligation? Are we willing to let that stuff go and be carried to something better? And I find myself, I have to say this just personally, for me, I've been, walking around the house thinking about that the last few days, and asking for that, the strength and the courage to allow spirit to just carry me without me knowing. Hence, and then you know what happens at 11:30 at night, I join Instagram. So who knows where it's all gonna end up. But it's gonna end up somewhere, and I have to believe that it's gonna be good. So allow that illumination in, allow that Ace of Wands energy to work through you today, to work through your life today. Don't be shy. It's not a shy energy, so don't be shy with it. Okay? It's there to work with you. It's there to serve you. It's there to bring about new thought, new inspired ideas, illuminate and shift sort of how we perceive things, or how those things in our lives continue on in our space. Does that make sense? So roll with like today would be a good song would be Roll With The Changes by REO Speedwagon. Check that out. Go look that up on YouTube and put that song on and listen to it really loud. I would say that would be a good song or a good theme for today with this illumination card, that we might actually be surprised by what we can be opened up to. Okay? So you guys have a great day. I have to go. I have a reading at 10 and it's almost 10. So I need to go do this reading. But I am available for personal readings. Message me at the business page if you're interested. Please tune in for tomorrow's forecast. Check out any of my videos on my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you haven't. Please share out this video. You guys, I forgot to ask you guys to do that. Please do that wherever it's needed or wherever it will be accepted and it's appropriate. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to maybe try and get some unboxings done today just to get some more boxes undone, because I'm still trying to find the right decks for the trilogy, for part 2 of the trilogy. So we're working on it. All right. Kristen Ravello says, yes, love some 80s pop rock. Well, go turn on that REO Speedwagon song really, really loud. and see if it gets your groove on. See how it makes you feel on the inside. All right, you guys, I'm gonna sign off. But remember, it's all just energy. If you're suffering, just find the blessing, find the gratitude. It will shift how it holds in your space. It will shift how you hold it in your space, and from that shift, the illumination can come, right? The awareness can come, and it can sort of allow spirit in there to change your relationship to it. And follow me on Instagram if you want. I don't know how good I'm going to be, but I'm going to work it out. You can at least have a good laugh while you watch an old man try and do Instagram. And speaking of old man, I don't know what this is all about, but I'm sort of laid off shaving. So if I start to look like Kris Kringle by December, let me know and I will change that. You're welcome, Chris Lily J. You have a great day too, Amanda. Bye. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. All right. I'm going to sign off now if I can get this window to move correctly. All right. Have a good day, you guys. Love you all. Bye.